Good afternoon, Mr. Zammit. Thank you so much for taking your time to speak with me today. I'm really looking forward to discussing South Australia's perspective on carbon capture, storage, and utilizations, as well as the potential collaborations in this field.
Great, thank you.
All right, to start, could you please share with us South Australia's perspective on CCUS? And does the region have any specific goals in this area?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, look, I think CCUS is a big part of our decarbonisation journey from a perspective of not only our own decarbonisation, but what we can offer the country and sort of the Asia Pacific region. So we've got one particular project, the Moomba CCS project, which Santos and Beach announced today that they've got first injection for the trial. Which is really exciting for us. So we've been working with Santos and Beach on this for a number of years, and we've been setting up the legislative framework to allow for CCS, not just for our use, but for importation. So we just recently changed our legislation this year to ensure that we can accept foreign CO2 and create a new industry hub for South Australia.
Thank you for sharing that with that important information, Mr. Zammit. So, given South Australia a really unique geographical location and the resources, how do you see the role of CCUS in addressing the climate change? And what advantages does the region have that could enhance the CCUS initiatives?
I think SA is unique in the fact that we have a depleted field at Moomba. We have a pipeline, so there's a liquid pipeline and easements that run down. We've got a port, and it's an export terminal right now, but essentially the ingredients are coming together to allow for this to be part of the decarbonisation mix. I think from our perspective, I said in my talk this morning that we're agnostic for the technology. It's really important that we sort of embrace all different avenues of technology to drive decarbonisation. And CCUS is a really important one, especially as we transition fuels, allowing natural gas to sort of be the future fuel, allow it to transition out, and then give hydrogen an opportunity to come and fill that gap.
Yeah, thank you. So speaking of the regulatory framework, could you please share with us what policies and regulations are currently in place to encourage CCUS investment and development in South Australia? And how do this framework support international cooperation between South Australia and also the other Asia Pacific market?
Yeah. So, like I said, we've recently just updated our framework for allowing CCUS. So we've always had our framework's always allowed for the storage of hydrocarbons. Some recent changes were about the storage of carbon dioxide and then about the permanence of importation. So we've only just recently allowed for importation of foreign CO2, and one of the first jurisdictions in Australia to sort of do that for onshore projects, which has been really exciting for us, which really opens the door. I think from a broader perspective and from a national Australian perspective, our federal government sort of manages those interactions between national parties. But South Australia's jurisdiction is pushing the federal government really hard to ensure that the opportunity isn't lost on us, that we have the opportunity to offer this service to the world and to sort of use our expertise and our geological reservoirs to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yes. Since this event is actually taking place in Tokyo today, so could you please share with us whether there are some opportunities for South Australia and Japan to collaborate in the CCUS industry? And what strengths does South Australia bring to such a collaboration?
Yeah, look, I think we've, as a state government, we've been spending more and more time in Japan, building those partnerships across the sort of resources and energy spectrum. So I don't think this is a one trick. I don't think it's just CCS. I think the opportunity is broader than that, and the availability to use CCS in conjunction with hydrogen and other energy synthetic fuels, e-fuels, using carbon as a carrier. So exploring those opportunities. And I think the South Australian government has been investing quite heavily in sending me here is part of that, but building those relationships over time, ensuring that we have the opportunity through our trade offices to meet, to understand what our legislative frameworks are, where we can participate, what opportunities we have with South Australian-based companies, as well as incumbents and trade missions of Japanese-based companies, to ensure they see the opportunity of South Australia. We're often forgotten at the bottom of Australia, and I think we're really investing quite heavily in ensuring that people know where we are, and what we have, and that the fact that we're open for business and we're willing to do partnership.
Yes, thank you. So, as just what you said, if we want people be more, familiar with South Australia, could you please provide some classic examples of the area where you think the joint efforts could be particularly fruitful?
Yeah. For me, I think the initial partnership with our current incumbent party, with Santos and Beach, they have a project up and running now. I think what we need to see and what we're looking to partner with is to build the market, to build the supply chain, to get an understanding of what the market looks like. So I think for us, proving that it can be done, demonstrating we can do it ourselves, ensuring that our gas generation can abate its carbon, but then offering that service. And I think the service will never get up without investment in the infrastructure. You need to build that, and I think that's the partnership that we need to build, and that's the opportunity that I think South Australia has. Is we're ready now. So we've heard a lot today about lots of projects that are being planned, lots of projects that can technically do it. They're not ready. We're ready.
Yes, I'm also looking forward to witnessing the continued endeavor in the collaboration of infrastructure and other fields. So I think this is the end of this interview. Thank you so
No
much for
problem.
your insight today, Mr. Zammit. And I think it's really exciting to see how South Australia is positioning itself in the CCUS landscape and the potential for the collaboration with countries, markets like Japan. And I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing how this initiative develops in the near future.
Thanks very much.